I just bought a Nintendo Switch 2. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Backlogs channel, and before I start, let's just talk for a second. I already filmed this video, but I forgot to turn on my mic. Taking off the glasses because they're the reflection. The pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 were supposed to happen about a month ago at this point, but they got rescheduled in America and Canada, so everywhere else already had their pre-orders for the Switch 2. They just got rescheduled to today, actually, like a few hours ago, actually, for the method I did it. We'll talk about that in a second. But it was originally supposed to happen a month ago, but there was situations like tariffs and all that political stuff I'm not going to go into because I don't care. I did talk about this in another video, Backlogs video, if you want to go see that. But it ended up falling on today, which happened to be a day I wasn't on work, but I was in class. So there was a few ways that you could go about pre-ordering the Switch 2. There was 4 different methods from what I saw, 4 main methods to get the Switch 2. I think only 4 in general, not just main, but in general. The first method was Target. Second method, Best Buy. Third method, Walmart. Fourth method, GameStop. I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that GameStop did in-person pre-orders and the rest of them did online pre-orders. The Target, Best Buy, and Walmart ones were online exclusive ones, and GameStop, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I think it was only in store. I know it was in store, it might have been also online. If it was during the same time that in-store pickups or pre-orders were. Since the 3 online ones, Best Buy, Walmart, and Target, all happened, they all happened at the same time. It was 12 online. The moment that it hit on a clock on your PC computer, the moment that that number hit 4/24/2025, that's when the pre-orders went up for all of them except for, I think, Best Buy or Walmart. It was either Best Buy or Walmart. That one actually ended up getting extended to 12/29, but for the most part, all of them came out at 12, and within literally just 1 second, the Switch 2 completely sold out of pre-orders, completely, in 1 second. And through this, all 3 websites crashed simultaneously, because I assume they just can't handle so many people clicking the pre-order button at once. And you'd think after so many console launches and pre-orders that, like, Target after the Wii U pre-order situation, then the Switch pre-order situation, and then the whole Xbox Series X and PS5, the worst case I've ever seen till today at least. You'd think after all that time they'd figure out a way to fix their systems, but they have not. You were most likely getting error messages. You were just getting kicked out. Your pre-orders that were in your cart probably got kicked out of your cart at some point. Pre-orders that showed that you got the pre-order already ended up not being correct. The error messages, like I said earlier, were actually completely false and they were fake error messages, but the website just didn't know how to get across the error that was happening in the site, so that was the only error message that there was to display. Stuff like that. It all went down when the Switch 2 hit, when it hit 12 o'clock exactly. And if you got a Switch 2, congratulations, good job. If you didn't, sorry. It's gonna be, I'm sorry to say, but it's gonna be a while until you're gonna be able to get one at this point. All the methods are done except for the Nintendo program, the kind of lottery thing that they're doing, where they're having everybody put in your Nintendo Switch online account, and you have to have an online membership, and you have to have a certain amount of time in a certain amount of games or something like that. I went into the program just to make sure, just as a little backup plan, which I'm ending up not needing at this point. But for anyone that didn't get that, just hope for the best on that. Maybe you'll get lucky there. If not, I mean, sorry again, there's gonna be no other ways until the console comes out and the hype chills down a little bit, unless you want to camp in front of a store every single day until there just happens to be one in stock that day. But anyways, the fourth method besides the 3 online methods was GameStop. And GameStops usually open at 11, but the one that I went to today opened at 12. And they were doing in-store pre-orders. So you know those mob videos where you see all the people lining up for the Wii and stuff like that? That is exactly what a pre-order line looks like. Everyone gets there around a few hours earlier. Some people camp out overnight. It all really depends on what's getting released and revealed and whatever. It's all semantics. Anyways, I got there around 3 hours before the store opened at 12, was supposed to open at least. And I had a college class beforehand, and I mean, what can you do? I still have to go to class. I can't skip class over it. But it was good, because by the time I got there, there was still only 17 people in front of me. So a decent amount, yeah, for the average thing, but it's a Switch 2. They're very overstocked. Or I guess perfectly stocked. I guess you can even make a reason why they'd be considered understocked. I got there at 18 in line, and I brought my chairs in the back that I use for the beach. And I forgot them, so I got in line and I was like, crap, I don't want to lose my spot in line if other people start coming up or whatever, because I don't know how many are in this store. But I got in line, and a few people came behind me. I started talking to them. They were really chill. This whole experience was very chill, by the way. It wasn't mob mentality like most people go through when it comes to pre-orders and waiting in line and all that stuff. It was very chill. All the people were great. All the employees, I know a few of them at this GameStop, they're very nice people. I got there, I started talking to them, and I was like, just hear me out. If you hold my place in line for 30 seconds, I'll run to my car, get 2 of my chairs, I'll have one, you can have one, deal done. And they were like, yes, of course. So I went and got my chairs, I came back, they let me back in line, and then we both got to sit. And we actually were able to sit ourselves away from the sun that was beating directly on us for about 30 minutes at that point. And I ended up getting a water out of it from this person, so it was kind of a good trade deal. I got a water, I gave them a chair, deal done. But we were able to face ourselves away from the sun for the most part because it was very blazing hot outside at the time. Because I live in Florida and it was about 9 maybe, so the sun was at a perfect angle where it was beating straight down onto us. The UV rays were extremely hot, and I just got over having hell's itch. I hope I don't get it again from this. I don't think I got sunburnt anywhere, but we'll see. But it was very hot, everyone was sweating. We wait in line until eventually an employee comes out. And he's like, about an hour and a half early from the store opening, and he was like, just got word from my manager that we're going to be able to open a little bit earlier. So instead of opening at 12, they opened at 11, like every other GameStop around the world. So we were on the same time as you guys, I guess. And the same employee came out and gave us sheets, all individually, that looked like this. I don't know if other GameStops did this, but we got sheets, and I'll put up a picture if I can get a good picture of it later, but we have every single pre-order that we can do. So that we had the consoles here, all the different types of bundles, then we had all the launch games, and then we had the upcoming games, and then we also had the accessories and the amiibo, which, by the way, the amiibo are now $40 each for some of the nicer ones, and they started at 13, I'm pretty sure, maybe even 12, which even that is kind of expensive for a cheap plastic figure that basically does nothing. But anyways, that's a topic for another day that I'll probably not even ever talk about. It's not a big enough thing for me to care. You guys do know that I love my amiibos. I had a video where I showed my amiibo collection earlier on in this Backlogs channel specifically. Anyways, when these sheets were brought out to us, we had to check off whichever ones we wanted. So I specifically checked off Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World Bundle, It was $500. I was able to get Donkey Kong Bonanza early. I was able to get Mario Party Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Jamboree TV for $80. That is a mouthful. Huge sentences for one game. I was able to get Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Starcross World for $80 for later on again when that comes out. I got the new Pro controller for $85, and the final thing that I tried to get was the Switch 2 camera itself, but I was not able to end up getting that one, which sucks, but oh well, boo-hoo, whatever. From what I've heard, actually people in the line told me this, you can use your webcam, the thing I'm using right now, this webcam that's recording me, I can use this on the Switch 2 and it'll probably be better quality anyway. So that's okay. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't need a $55 extra accessory. It would have just been cool to unbox it on the channel. Anyways, we continued to wait in the sun and they started letting 5 people in at a time. And it was very orderly, to be honest. It was very orderly. And there was no fighting, there was no yelling, there was nothing. Everyone was very chill with each other. Everyone was talking and joking and very excited for this console. By the way, the systems at GameStop were very slow because every other GameStop around the entire world was using the exact same GameStop system to do the same thing, to pre-order all these Switch 2s at once, and it was slowing down the system like crazy. 5 of us would wait inside the store, and it would take maybe 4 or 5 minutes for them to get all the stuff down slowly in the system. And then you had a choice between paying $50 for the console and then $5 for every extra thing past that, or you could also choose to pay it all in full in that moment. I ended up doing the down payment just because preference, it doesn't really matter, but that's just what I ended up doing. And yeah, but you had a choice between either of them, so anytime going forward, if you want to know, pre-orders, you can put down payments on them, but usually it's a little bit more for a console. It's not that much for a game. It's not a big thing. Or you could pay it all in full. It's up to you, and then just go pick it up the day of. But once I got out, I basically took this video that I'm about to show right now, that my initial reaction to being able to get the Switch 2 was, by the way, I got the Switch 2. Let's go! I did not expect I was going to be able to get the Switch 2 as easy as I did. So that's something cool, but I'm going to show that video right now. Alright, just got out of GameStop after waiting for 3 hours in the awful heat of the sun. I'm probably going to have a sunburn now. But main news, I pre-ordered everything I wanted to pre-order except for the cameras. They ran out, but I don't need a camera. It's okay, whatever. The camera's unimportant. I got the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart. I got all the games I wanted, all the extra accessories I wanted, and that's all I wanted, baby. So now I'm gonna go piss, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go eat some food because I'm hungry as hell. Alright, and did you guys like that video? Did you see my face in that video? I also recorded it on a phone, so yeah, probably not the best of quality, but what can you do? I just wanted to let you guys know kind of my experience of the whole thing. It's my first pre-order of a console and anything, to be honest, and it was a fun experience. And now that I know that I'm getting Switch 2 day one, also GameStop is doing a midnight release. It's the only store that's doing a midnight release of this console. So you go to GameStop midnight of the release, June 5th. Right when it hits June 5th, you can go get your console, bring it home, and you have it to play instantly. It's the only store doing it. Since I will have the Switch 2 day one, as soon as I get it home, I'm going to be making videos for this Baglog channel where I unbox as much as I possibly can about it. I'll unbox the Pro controller, I'll unbox the Switch 2 from its original casing. I'll show you guys every step of the way when it comes to unboxing and showing it off. I'm not going to do any gameplay or even showing off any of the... I might turn on the screen for the video, but I want that to be a personal experience for myself. You guys gotta wait a little bit for any of that. I might be having some gameplay from now on the Backlog channel while I'm talking about other specific things. But overall, very excited to get this new console. It's my first console launch of all time, and it's gone very good. So thank you everybody so much for watching. See you in the next Backlogs video, and bye bye.